Yes, I think they will replace many jobs and many humans in the future. At the moment, they are replacing iPads more than humans. Having an interaction with a robot like Furhat will be better than having the interaction with a touchpad.
Okay, so we're here with Furhat, which is the most advanced social robot. You're telling me? What is a social robot for the people back home?
The word robot is used in so many different settings nowadays. And so you have robots that cut the grass, you have robots that make cars, you have things like on the internet that doesn't even have a physical form, and you call them robots, and they're browsing around doing jobs on the internet. So social robotics is a research area, and it has to do with how we interact with each other. So a social robot is someone that you would talk to and that would talk back and that you would use in social settings.
We've seen the term like companion robots or pet robots. It's in the same category, is it different? How does Furhat differentiate from everything else?
Social robots as a research area is still in its infancy. It hasn't been around for a long time, and there's many things that robots could do that could fall into the category of social robotics. But so a companion is a very social thing. I think we have a gut feeling about how to use the word social and where something is social or not. Maybe we shouldn't make a too narrow definition. I think Furhat can be used in many places where we haven't even thought about it yet. So what we are building at Furhat Robotics is social robotics platform. So something that enables people to build human-robot interactions in an easier and more robust way. If you want to make an app, you have a programming language that you use, and you will have things like place a button. This is what you're going to have on the button. Here's a font. Change the color of the background, things like that. So this type of robot, there are no buttons, there are no fonts, but there are other elements. So the platform is built in a programming language called Kotlin, and in that we are able to express things like Furhat smile or Furhat disgust. And so under Furhat smile or Furhat.smile, there's a lot of complicated things about the graphics, how it should work. That is part of the operating system. So someone who's developing an interaction doesn't have to think about that. So that's an abstraction layer that you put, and that's typically what a good programming language will have convenient methods for doing things that you want to do many times.
And because we talked about like the backbone of Furhat, can you tell me more about the exterior, like the graphics, and how does the robot work?
There's a hardware version, a hardware part, and there's a software part. If we go a little bit behind the scenes, we take off the mask. And we see that the mask is made from plastic, and it's treated with a special material to diffuse the light. So here is a projector, and it's projecting a 3D model from the computer inside. So there's a 3D model that matches this mask perfectly. And then the two of them together creates the illusion that the mask is actually moving, blinking. So then he can blink and smile and talk and do all these different things. And because we are using software instead of a normal mechatronic solution, we have more than 50 muscles in our face, and all of them have to work in symphony together to make natural, good-looking gestures. And what you've seen on most, or I guess all, mechatronic robots today is that it feels a little bit creepy. They behave like a zombie a little bit. In software, we get the power of computer graphics that you have in the games and movies and so on, where we can do things much better.
Do you have different profiles, like some of them more to intend to like with kids, to be like more friendly with kids?
One of the powers using software then is that we are extremely flexible and customizable. So you can change the texture to make him look like anything, and it could look like a fantasy creature, or it could look like Obama, or whatever. We also have other masks, different masks and different models. So there's a mask that looks like a dog, for example.
Oh, okay.
A pug
yeah.
with a flat nose. And we have, Disney have ordered a mask that is more like a manga creature with big eyes, and so, you know, these type of fantasy creatures. So it's very, very flexible in that sense.
So could we see Furhat in Disney, for example, in Disney World, or is it something?
That we don't know, but Disney Research have bought several Furhat robots, and so they are using them in their
For their own
research,
projects
for their
and
own
research.
projects and so, exactly.
I assume Furhat is in B2B situations used. Non-consumers cannot buy it from somewhere or do their own code to program it?
Well, they could if they were wealthy enough, I guess. So he is at the moment performing professional services. And because the whole area is in its infancy, you need to have some muscles, both in terms of development and in terms of money, to be part of it. But we are happy, and we have some very strong partners in big corporations. Like I mentioned, Disney Research have bought a few. We have Honda Robotics have bought, Intel, IBM. We have companies like KPMG. It will be a B2B for a long time. Maybe at some point in the future. You know, now you have something like Alexa and Google Home, and you can buy them for $100. That's nothing we want to compete with. In some ways, you can look at them as a competitor, but what we are looking at or trying to create is, you know, an interface where you can have rich interactions, and then it has so much more to offer than what Alexa and Google have.
My next question was about the use cases, the industries, what are the tasks he's handling right now or could handle in the future?
We are creating the platform, and so we have Furhat OS, and we have something we call the skill store, and we are building an SDK, so a software development kit that has the programming language that I mentioned and so on. The SDK also has a virtual Furhat, so we built like a 3D model in Unity that you can start to program. If you have maybe a team of people and you have one Furhat, then everyone can program their things, and then you upload it to the physical robot. Hopefully, there will be a number of use cases for Furhat that we haven't thought of yet. I think a good example of one that that was not on our horizon at all, is a company that are using Furhat now as a recruiter. They call it the unbiased recruiter. It enables them to interview many more people, because the whole interviewing process is very resource intensive and time consuming.
If you were talking to some people, their fear is robots will take their jobs, what is happening, what would you tell those people who are a bit fearful of how much robots have gotten in, like in the industry, in, I don't know, in stores even. I've seen like in Walmart, in a lot of places where they just are replacing people.
Yes, I think they will replace many jobs and many humans in the future. At the moment, they are replacing iPads more than humans. Having an interaction with a robot like Furhat will be better than having the interaction with a touchpad. In the long run, I think robots will take many human jobs. There are plenty of things for us humans to do to clean up the mess that we have created on this planet. And so to have robots do part of our tedious jobs with the right economic system and the right leadership, all humanity could benefit from AI and digitization and robotization. And with the wrong economic system and the wrong leadership, it could be something that only benefits the rich and powerful, and it puts many people out of job. And I think that is the fear that people have, and I think that is the question that we should ask ourselves, and we should talk more about how do we want our future to be. We can have the steering wheel, we can be in control, and we can benefit from having this. That is my take.
Hi Furhat, how do you like your first visit to Romania?
Hello. It's been a great experience since I first arrived to Bucharest 2 days ago. I've discovered that people in Romania are very passionate about technology and innovation, and that they also like robots.
Do you think social robots can replace our jobs?
I think robots will play a great role in the near future. We can play many roles and be useful for people in areas like objective recruitment, concierge in the airports, train and bus stations, and medical research, for example. Robots have already teamed up with large companies from all over the world to improve human life.
How is your experience at Bucharest Tech Week so far?
Bucharest Tech Week is a great place to meet professionals that embrace technology. We are starting to bond, and I would be happy to share again the experience in the near future. I am happy that they really like robots.
Should people adopt the newest technologies at mass level?
Technology is already part of humans' life. Look at me talking to you, or you using many devices and gadgets that make your day easier. Social robots are part of the future, and we are shaping it with new tech innovations in medicine, travel and large-scale services. Hello. I am Furhat, the world's most advanced social robot, and you are watching TechTheLead.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for today.